My name is Theodore Syrette. My spirit name is Ojawunankwe, or Yellow Star Woman. I'm originally from Batchewana First Nation, grew up in Rankin Reserve. So my mom used to do a lot of catering jobs within the community. So if there was a passing in the community, I remember she would always make like either a thing of fry bread or bannock and like a pot of soup to bring to those families. So I remember one of the first times working, my first work experience was working with my mom and my aunties and my sisters in kitchens, making food for our community members. So the recipe I made was just basically a classic stew, one of those 1-hour stews that you need to make, and we just chopped and cooked together and had that, and we shared space together. So it was really great to like talk with youth and they're like, oh, I've never tried a rutabaga before. Or it's like, I don't know that as a rutabaga, I know it as this. It's like, or I've tasted rutabaga and I think it tastes like crap. And there's other people who are like, oh, I love rutabaga, I can't wait to eat this. So having those conversations about food, even just like about a rutabaga, is really awesome for this part of experience. So that conversation and that kind of connection is also an ingredient that goes into the soup as well. For the ingredients today, we use a lot of vegetables. I'm a very big vegetable fan. There's a lot of youth who don't like vegetables. How dare you? Shame on you! Just kidding. Eat your vegetables, they're really good for you. We use corn, there's rutabaga, potatoes, carrots, celery, onions, garlic, venison, salt, pepper, bay leaves. For the bannock, we use just a simple recipe, which was salt, baking powder, flour, and water. I think the one thing I really wanted to talk about when it comes to cooking and when it comes to like traditions is when it comes to roles, and when it comes to specifically gender roles. Like we always see, like, they're like, okay, well, women should cook. They're the ones who harvested vegetables and they're the one who took care of the house and everything. I think that's BS, because there are plenty of men out there who also enjoy cooking, and it's not a girly job to cook. If you know how to cook, you can provide for your family. You can provide for the community. And I also wanted to talk about too with the youth the aspects of like gender and two-spirit identity when it comes to indigeneity. Because for two-spirit people who might be gender diverse, so they might identify as LGBTQ, and also indigenous, that they play a very important role in our communities. And I think a lot of times now, there are still a lot of homophobia, there's still a lot of transphobia, there's still a lot of biphobia, a lot of discrimination towards queer and trans people within our indigenous communities. So being here, being present, being a representative for two-spirit people, there's also that traditional teaching of acceptance and awareness, of love and honesty and truthful for everybody within our communities. Whether you're cisgender or whether you're transgender, whether you're heterosexual or homosexual or bisexual or two-spirit or what have you. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, gay, straight, or trans. You're important, and you should have a role in your community. You should be a part of your community. Having these spaces and having conversations about food and about gender and about sexuality and about acceptance are those steps, or are those ingredients that we can move towards having safer spaces, safer soups for everybody.